Steelers 2nd and 6 at 12. Ben leads Connor, gets a block on the flank, inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, James Conner from 12 yards out.
All I know is the Pittsburgh Steelers are 3-0. Welcome back to 5-Star Matchup, presented in partnership with Steel City Blitz. If you dig our content, check out our new Patreon and follow us on Twitter. Hey, did you guys know there were 3 Watts playing in this game? They're all brothers. It's crazy. I just thought you might think that was cool. After a quick Texans 3-and-out, Roethlisberger faces pressure and slings a crosser to wide receiver 1 Juju Smith-Schuster, who powers through a tackle for a first down. Juju continues to deliver week in and week out. Pay the man. A great run followed by a nice catch and run for James Conner has the Steelers in scoring range quicker than a hiccup. You can see the impact of having a threat like Claypool running deep here. A ridiculously timid run on 3rd and 1 ultimately brings the drive to a screeching halt. Short down and distance would prove to be a common thread throughout this game. Boz bangs it through for the tray and the Steelers take an early 3-0 lead. Ensuing series, and it's Watson's turn to slice and dice. Watson stands back, watches an entire baseball game, and finds a wide open Brandon Cooks for a big gainer. Pressure was simply not getting there early on. Perhaps playing scared of Watson's running ability, the Steelers only bring 3 here, and Watson obviously waits and fires to an open Will Fuller for another gainer. I understand you want to be conservative, but you can't just let the guy read a few chapters of Moby Dick back there. Again, Watson gets too much time and he hits Randall Cobb, who beats an off-balance Mike Hilton for the score and the lead. Hey, great players are going to beat you every once in a while. And make no mistake about it, Deshaun Watson is a great player. In need of a response, the Steelers' next series ends with a resounding meh, and they punt it right back to Deshaun and the Texans. You know, in these strange, unprecedented times, it's nice to know that Vince Williams is still the best blitzing inside linebacker in the league. 2nd and 18 now, and who else but Mike I straight up work harder than you Hilton avoids a block and makes a great tackle in space on Kenny Stills. Love it. Offense again goes nowhere after a bizarre fair catch inside the 5. Please keep McLeod at punt returner. And oof. What was I just saying about Vince Williams? The guy is such a throwback, and I want him to be a Steeler for the rest of time. Texans would be unable to do anything on the ground all day. On to the second quarter, and it's more of the same for Watson, who was almost entirely unthreatened early on. Here you can see he waits for a delicate meringue to set up before he even thinks about throwing a pass. Get to him, please. 3rd and 6, the Steelers, still paralyzed with fear by Watson's running ability, rush just 4, and Watson is able to escape and sling it to another wide open guy. This looks like the tape from when we played the Pats in Brady's prime. Dudes are just running wide open. Awesome play here by the man lately maligned for his coverage ability, Devin Bush, who is able to slap a touchdown out of Fell's hands. I think we're seeing him make his natural evolution. Doesn't need to be a star right now, he just needs to be solid. 3rd and 9, Watson makes a little and a little and converts to Fuller. He is electric. 1st and goal, David Johnson turns the clock back to 2016 and takes it in for a 14-3 Houston lead. 60% of the people watching this won't admit it, but thought this game was over right then and there. In desperate need of a response, the Steelers go exactly where you expect, to Anthony Don't Call Me Booger McFarland, who breaks off a nice gainer. I know a lot of Steelers fans have been hyped to see him get a chance, and today he looked good on most of his touches. Dealing now, Ben drops back, pumps, and finds Eric the Friendly Abrontosaurus for a first down. Was cool to see him get involved today. He should continue to be a huge contributor. Steelers' short yardage struggles continue here as Benny Snell football can't punch it in, and Ben takes an intentional grounding to back him up. But just when the drive looks derailed, Eric the Friendly Abrontosaurus lines up out wide and straight tells salty Colts and Lions fans everywhere to eat his shorts on his way to mossing this poor DB for a 6. Great ball by Ben and great catch by Ebron. This is exactly how I envisioned him fitting in the offense. Steelers' elite athleticism on defense rears its head on the Texans' next possession as Mike Hilton, Devin Bush, TJ, and Bud all combine for a sack on Watson. There are demons everywhere on this defense. Gotta have it moment here for Ben and the offense, and where do they go but of course to Mr. Smith-Schuster himself, who continues to handle the gritty part of the receiving game every week. A patient Ben drops back and finds Connor underneath for a nice gainer, shifting the offense into full-on attack mode. 1st and 10 at the 26, and the Houston Texans decide it's not worth it to even have a player in the same hemisphere as Juju Smith-Schuster, and he and Ben make him pay for it. Steelers take an improbable 17-14 lead, but they do leave time on the clock. Because Keith Butler absolutely insists on making Steelers games closer than they need to be, Watson faces wimpy rush after wimpy rush and has the Texans on the move faster than you can say, the Houston Oilers were way cooler. Couple plays later and Will Fuller pulls an Eric Ebron and Moss's Steven Nelson to take the lead back. This was an extremely frustrating and disappointing drive for a supposed great defense. Just not good enough. Nelson's play so far has been a little bit concerning. On to the second half now, and it's the Ant Max show as he breaks another nice run and takes a catch to, you guessed it, 3rd and short, and he fails to pick it up. Can we put James Conner in there already? There you go, James. Weird play here as Roethlisberger, who runs like a turtle, picks up, to my eye, an obvious first down. I saw it that way live, I see it that way on the replay, and even Gene Steratore said he saw it that way. But what's football without a little drama? On 4th and inches, Coach Randy dials up a ballsy little call, and Ben can't connect on a deposit to the Chase Bank, but they get bailed out by an iffy PI. If I'm gonna say it when it hurts us, I'm gonna be honest when it helps us. I don't think this should be a spot foul. Unfortunately, the offense sputters out, but they pull within 1 on the foot of the Boz God. Oh hey, by the way, did you guys know that all of the Watts are playing in this game? It's pretty wild stuff. They grew up together in Wisconsin. They're actually brothers. I didn't know if you knew that. A little later on now, in a monster pair of plays here by nothing to it but to do it, who was eating good in the run game and the pass rush game. I think sometimes Stephon is a forgotten man up front, but the dude is top notch. The Texans somehow avoid a pass interference here as the DB holds Chase Claypool's hand more aggressively than a 7th grader at a school dance, and the Steelers give it back to the Texans offense. Big tip by Tyson, whose ascension continues. It's crazy to think that they might have even upgraded at that position. 3rd and 10 in gotta have it mode, Watson scrambles and finds Randall Cobb for a huge catch and run first down. That would, however, be their last. You know, I might want to block TJ Watt if I was going to do this. No? Okay. TJ Watt is the best defensive player in the NFL, and frankly, I don't even think it's much of a conversation. Huge moment here as Houston is faced with a 3rd and 15, but a possibility of extending their lead to 4. Watson waits, escapes, and threads a bullet to Mike Hilton. You gotta love it. Game officially changed. Needing a conversion, Ben trusts his arm and Eric Ebron for the first. Look at this thing. It's a perfect spiral. As someone who's watched every throw of his career, I believe wholeheartedly that he is throwing the ball better now than he has in the last several years. Back to the ground game, thankfully with the workhorse, James Conner, who continues to remind us just who the hell he is. Huge pair of 3rd downs, this time Snell gets one and Vance the other, as he plows over some poor defenseless DB. Ben is feeling it. Couple plays later, it's back to JC and he follows a devastating block by Matt Filer to the end zone for 6 and a late lead. Your 2020 Pittsburgh Steelers just keep fighting, baby. You love to see it. Great play call for the 2 as they go RPO and sling a slant to Juju, who simply can't be stopped on those in man coverage. Oh, and by the way, the Pittsburgh Steelers are officially back. Up by 7 now, that brings us to our Week 3 5-star play of the game.
Goes with a long count, gets the snap. Big rush, he's sacked inside the 15-yard line.
2020 Defensive Player of the Year and current best Watt, TJ absolutely mummifies both a tight end and tackle who might as well be soup cans, and he derails the Texans' last best chance before it gets started. Somebody play Enter Sandman because JC is the closer and it's time to get the save. Connor gashes him for a chunk on his first carry, but again they can't convert on 3rd and short, and the Steelers face 4th down in no man's land. Not usually one to roll over, Tomlin rolls the dice and runs a pick and roll that would make John Stockton proud for the clutch 1st down. Great catch by Jay Wash, but again Juju in the dirty work. Tick, 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 tick. The clock keeps melting further, and out of timeouts now, the Texans are in full desperation mode. Unfortunately for them, they give Bionic Ben the exact look he wants, and the old gunslinger slings a rocket to the man they call Mapletron, who makes a little on his way to nearly committing a grimble. But luckily, crisis is averted, and the game is all but won for the boys in black. How about Ben going to Claypool in a moment like that? How about James Conner coming through in the clutch? Again. Couple knees by the $6 million Ben, and your Pittsburgh Steelers get out of Dodge at 3-0. While they trailed most of this game, and at 14-3, things sure didn't look great, the Steelers weathered the proverbial storm and came back swinging. Deshaun Watson is a hell of a player, and he's gonna make some plays. Was the defense disappointing in the first half? Sure, but they only gave up 51 yards in the second half. I'll sign up for that every week. Also encouraging is that every week we're seeing Ben become more like his old self, and today was no exception. Does this team have a serious chance to contend? At 3-0 and all signs pointing to Bionic Ben exceeding expectations, you gotta like your chances. On to the next one. Here we go.